You know that feeling when your phone rings and someone says, "Hey, can you play a show for me in 2 days?" Yeah, that happened to me. And it happens more often than you think in the music business. Being a sub can be pure chaos. A lot of pressure, way too many songs, and that lovely mix of fear and adrenaline. But it can also be one of the best things to happen to you in your career. Because if you do it right, you don't just save someone's gig, you make connections, earn trust, and open doors you didn't even know existed. So in this video, I want to talk about what it really takes to be a great sub. How to prepare, what mindset you need, and why being reliable under pressure can completely change the way people see you as a musician. And lastly, I want to talk about what I provide when I need a sub and what information I give to them. Oh, and by the way, this applies to all musicians. So if you're a guitar player, this one's for you. Okay, let's get into it. The truth is, you have to play better than the original musician. Look at it this way. If you're playing with an artist for years and you play like 20-30 shows per year, it's totally fine if you miss a beat or two. But when you're a sub, you're really under the gun. In the worst case, they will think with every mistake you make, man, this guy is not prepared at all. Your goal is that the artist should turn around during the gig and think, man, that's not my usual drummer. A bit uglier, but actually he sounds great. That's what we are striving for. That's really not easy to achieve. So why should we take these gigs? For what? For Frodo. Okay, so we need a strong why. Because if you have a strong why, you have a when? No. If you have a strong why, you have a what?
And there shall be a great confusion as to where things really are.
You don't do it for the money. Your effort is usually way higher than your paycheck. And trying to calculate your hourly rate as a musician is never a good idea anyway. Depression in 1, 2, 3. So why? Why should you put up with so much stress? It's all about building relationships. I don't want to call it networking because that's too much of a 9-to-5 game for me. No.
Welcome!
When you pull it off, it shows that you're reliable, can work under pressure and adapt to different situations. So, more and more people will trust in your qualities as a musician and your workload, and the kind of gigs you wanna do hopefully increase. Basically a snowball effect. One gig will lead to another. For example, I once subbed for Lukas Oscar, you can watch that video here. 1 month later, the drummer I subbed for got sick, so I got the call to play a circus show. It was super short notice. He already called 4 other guys who couldn't make it, so I got the job. So in this case, I was not the first call. And don't let that fact hurt your ego. Your goal is now that the next time you are the first call and not the 5th or 6th or 7th. Fuck off. Sometimes it happens fast, like in this case. Other times it takes a really long time. Just last month I played with Florence Arman, really good singer, and the last time I played with her was like 3 or 4 years ago. So be patient. It can take time until it goes full circle. One thing's for sure, subbing for someone is your entry ticket to more gigs in that field or genre. I can almost guarantee that. But of course, only if you do an excellent job. And here's how. If possible, try to memorize everything and don't play with a full score in front of you. Of course, it depends on the gig. With weddings or a musical, you obviously play with sheet music in front of you. But for a pop gig, if you have enough time, learn it by heart. It shows that you care and that you always give the famous 110%. If you don't have enough time and you have to play with sheet music, don't put a music stand in front of your face. Try to hide it a little bit. At my last sub gig, I didn't have time to memorize everything, so I hid my iPad with my notes next to the hi-hat. Organize your material. Ask for recordings, ideally live ones, exactly how the show will be played. Clarify all gear questions early. Are you bring your own setup or do you use the setup from the original musician?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here you see the material a drummer sent me when I had to sub for him. The singer's name is Anka and the drum setup is pretty unique with a lot of electronics going on. It's absolute necessary for me to get a video recording of this show, not just the MP3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You can also hear that it's an in-ear mix and you can hear all the cues and count-ins from the backing track system. This is how you do it if you want to have perfectly prepared subs. Thank you, Michi, I love you, man. If you're responsible for backing tracks, find out what's being used and how it's triggered. Go through the show once, and if musical questions arise, write them down. If they don't clear up after the second run through, call the person you jump in for. And that's especially important for me. If the gig is in 6 months and they already sent you a download link with the material, download it immediately. Don't let that link expire. Don't wait till 3 days before the show and then, oh, it's the wrong recording, sorry, I have to call them again. Fuck, no, that's not very professional. Please download it immediately and check if everything is working. Often in life, it's good to get another perspective. Man, I'm so smart. So, if you know anybody else in the band, call them. Chat with them and see what the gig is all about. Keep a low profile. You're stepping in for someone else. Try to play like the original and don't try to show off your sound. Unfortunately, it will come through anyway. The goal is not to stand out, but to make the band and the artist feel safe.
3, 4.
The most important thing for a musician, be on time. Stay calm and accept that mistakes can happen. Professionalism often shows in how you deal with mistakes, not in never making them. Pay attention to body language. If the bass player gives you a middle finger during the set, it may mean that something's not going great. Text the original guy and let them know that everything went fine. If you already subbed a few times with them, then I think that's not really necessary. Thank the band or the artist if the vibe was good, and if you post something on social media, always mention that you were just subbing. It's a matter of respect. So, mission completed, congratulations. The world is yours.
The world, Chico.
Now I want to talk about... Of course, I always share the most important information first. Where is the gig? How much does it pay? And what is the set list? Don't be the guy who sends a message like, hey, are you free next Friday? For what? Coffee date? Hitting chest in the gym? Be clear about it. Come on, give the basic things right away. Furthermore, I send a video recording of me playing the set live. This has the advantage that the guy sees what I'm actually doing. That can be essential if a sampling pad or other electronic devices are involved. I almost always record my gigs. I will make a video about that. And in almost all cases I have a front of house mix and an in-ear mix. That's really helpful.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Ich bin ein Frech.
And of course I make clear that they can call me anytime if they have questions. But after the first run through. Don't be the guy during the first chorus, hey man, what are you doing? Fuck you, listen to it at least once. Come on. And if the artist I work for is a little special, I will warn them about that. I mean, not that that ever happened to me. All my artists are, man, they're so great. Yeah, what a group. A good sub can really save your ass when you're busy. Scheduling overlaps will happen, and unless you're in the Taylor Swift category, it's almost impossible to make a living with just one act. So it's in your best interest to keep your artist happy. And therefore you need perfect good subs. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've learned from years of jumping in for other musicians. It's stressful, unpredictable and sometimes a total mess, but honestly it's so much fun and one of the best ways to grow as a person and a musician. If you treat every sub gig like top priority, people will notice. And sooner or later you'll be the one getting that phone call. Not because someone is sick, because they want you on the gig. And if after this video you still think you can't make the gig, call me. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to my channel. It's free.
is it?